We'll be looking at dealing with difficult customers, and I want to believe that you'll agree with me that in all that we do every day, we all have to deal with one person or the other, no matter how little the transactions are. You're dealing, even the bus driver has to deal with some very difficult um, customers, people who are boarding. Some people are just angry. Some people are being upset by something. Something is wrong somewhere, and and so on and so forth. So we'll be looking at how to, deal with this kind of people. Somehow won't say that it's a disease. No, some people are just wired that way. It's not their fault. Some people are just wired that way. Somebody was sharing with me lately how this person, very close person anyway, is a very tough and strict person. Let me put it that way. Very strict when it comes to doing things. He wants to do it just the best way he can do it, and he wants every other person to be like that. So when you are not getting it that way, he's upset and he lashes out onto you. And so he went through a surgery lately, and then while they were waiting for him to come out of it, the anesthesia to wear off, and then he should wake up and come, you know. And so everybody was anxious, as if people were calling in, as he woken up, as he woken up. And just in between the time one person called and the other person called, the person that was with him said he woke up and was he needed somebody to move, something for him. And they were not getting it. So he just screamed, said, just get out of this place. And then somebody just called him and said, as so and so person woken up. He said, he has not just woken up. He has come back to his real self. And that's to say that they're just like that. They're just like that, and you will have to transact with people like that if you will have to, move on with every other person, everybody. Anyway, you cannot have everybody on your side. That's true. But then once you're in business, you will have to expect, different types of people coming your way, whether you're in the office or you are in the general marketplace of life. You will have to meet some different people. And then so you will have to learn, have an insight into how to deal with them. So we'll be looking at let's say about 7 points quickly, on how to deal with them. Number one is that you must have the right mental attitude. You must have the right mental attitude, and this will help you to prevent your buttons from getting pushed. In other words, it programs you down. You are not Nothing catches you unawares. You understand? You are expecting it. You understand? It's not like you are being pessimistic. No, no. You have created a balance between the good and the bad ones coming in. So of course you want to deal with you want to deal with everybody that comes in. So it prevents you from getting your button pushed. And so when the person lashes out at you, even if as a customer, they say the customers are always right. Yes. And so there's a way to handle them. And the first thing to do is that you must first of all work on yourself. You must have the right mental attitude. Remind yourself that the shopper isn't necessarily mad at you, but rather they are, maybe about the situation around them, or something, was wrong where they're coming from, something, you understand? It might not necessarily just be you, but most of the time it's not you. But what's your business? The person just comes in and says, how much is this thing? And then you are trying to explain something, and it doesn't just, flies up at you. And then so you must have a very, very sound, right mental attitude. You must have a very sound one. And that's if you're going to do well in dealing with customers. If you're going to do well in dealing with customers, you must have the right mental attitude. And like I said earlier on, it will prevent your buttons from being pushed, just anytime. It enables you to respond in a calm and professional manner. It takes a lot of training of yourself, of your person, to be able to do that. You understand? The natural man will just want to react like, maybe they want to say, "Shame in Mokoba ini." Why are you lashing out? Shame in Mo. Did I do this? Was I the one that made things? You understand? Kilagbe kileji, So you have to be very, 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 very careful. Long time ago, I think I once had to deal with a customer like that. We're in the laundry business, and then so I was sent to deliver to him somewhere on the island. And because Marina is a very busy road, the island is busy. So we already calculate what time to go in and the time to just dash out before you get into, the traffic of them, or, coming to the mainland. So I met this customer, happened to be a BM of a bank, and then so I just met him downstairs. It's an high rise building. So coincidentally I met him downstairs. So I said, sir, I came to drop your address, and he said, wait for me. Okay. You understand? He just kept me waiting. Okay. 30 minutes, 40 minutes. The guy was just discussing. You understand? Was just discussing with his friend or something. We were just talking. 1 hour. You know what you are meant to do in like 20 minutes and get out of that place quickly. You're just sitting down doing you understand? I was now watching. I now followed them. I was now like, what's happening? And I went to meet him. Said, sir, you're keeping me. I have other people to attend to. He just went like, can't I wait? What nonsense is that? You understand? Oh. I don't think I've not had any of these trainings there. Oh, no. I didn't look at his status. I just went straight to the car, ignited the engine, and wanted to move out of the garage. And he was like, if that car gets out of that place, I said, sir? Oh, no. Don't just wait for me to give you the other side. You understand? So the security guy was nice enough to be on my side and said, the man, as big as he was, he even threatened to even smash the glass of the car. And I told him, if you dare it, I will deal with you here like a child. And so I drove off. I took his dress away. I didn't drop it. I took it away. So I went back to the office and told my big auntie that because I was helping her. So this is what happened with so and so person. So like 1 week or so, he came back to the office. They found a way. He picked it up one of his. So some days later, he came by. He now came to the office and saw me. Were you not the one that wanted to beat me up? You understand? Were you not the one that wanted to beat me up on the island? Yes, it's me. If that's what you feel I wanted to do, yes, it's me. And then he was like, he now came to me. He actually came with his girlfriends. He had two of them with him. So I think he was trying to build some kind of ego around that lady. So he was like, come, did you really mean that you were going to beat me up that day? Considering that I'm older than you, I said, that's the more reason why I would have beat you more. Because you were not coordinated at all. You were just taking me for granted, looking at it that I was just a salesperson, and you understand. That was what you were doing. And he was like, wow, really? You mean you would have beat me? I said, I would have beat you. The point is that I would have won the fight because you are older than me and I had more strength than you. You understand? Now, the point is, we have a lot of people like that. There are a lot of people like that. Now, knowing these things now, I know that that's just his person. He's probably the kind of person that just does things at his own pace. He doesn't mind whether it's affecting you one way or the other. He's just his own person. And so, though it would have still turned out nasty, even if I knew some of these things then, it would have still turned out nasty because he was taking my time. Some other customers were waiting somewhere, and then
because I was actually going to raise that point of why should it be always one person that is always told to do the right thing? Can the other person also and just do the right thing
too? You understand? We are only saying that if you do your own part. Now, something happened yesterday evening where I was coming from, somewhere inside Oroki here, and this guy's truck broke down right in the middle of the road, and the road just could take only one car. And I saw the person coming on that side could not pass. The one in my front could not go. So I just noticed, and it was dark. And the three of us, the person in the car in front, the one in front of me, and my side now got down. All of us got down, locked the car. I didn't even remember to lock mine. We now went to push that guy's car to a safe place. And as I was returning something,
the owner of that car died.
Yes, he was there. So I was now thinking that if only we could all have this kind of mindsets and do things together. And it was easy. The moment we pushed it up the road, there was a free flow. Everybody going. There was a free flow. It touched me. Seriously. It touched me. See people parking their big cars. Yes, the guy in front of me was driving a very big SUV. I mean, exotic car. But he got down and we were pushing that truck together.
SUV not go
when there's traffic. He pushed the thing down and just got down, locked the car, and we were pushing the car together. So if if we just have the right mental attitude towards everything, towards everybody, then we would, you will just, we will get to a point where you discover that almost everybody is doing the right thing. You understand?
Yes, so I also thought of something.
Yes.
Just recently. I think that was just last week. I said your whatever you possess in life is like your DP. Let's say WhatsApp DP, for example.
Yeah.
You don't get to see it.
You
just
see.
know you have a DP. It's other people that are seeing the DP.
Yeah.
So maybe, for example, I learned that from my pastor. He said if you're riding a car, you say you want to ride the best car. They said this one is more comfortable. He said that's what they will tell you, and they'll keep collecting your money.
They'll keep collecting your money.
You're in that car. You don't even know the kind of car you are in. That's the reality. It's not except you want to keep reminding yourself. And there are so many other things to think of than don't you know the kind of car I'm driving?
Yeah.
Park well, guys. Shift that one so that you can pass.
So that you can pass.
It's like
Seriously.
your DP.
Yeah.
It's other people who are seeing it. You are not seeing that DP.
Yes.
Even
that's
though
very
you are
true.
the one who put it up there.
Very, very true.
You know, you're talking about the exotic car. This, but
Yeah.
he had to pack.
He had to pack
because he needed to move.
So we all had to do it. We all had to do the right thing to make sure, the road was free. And it was dark. And so I was wondering, nobody was even thinking security or anything. We didn't mind. Everybody was just, we were just interested in helping the guy to get the car to a safe place, and then everybody moves on. So possessing the right mental attitude will help you to deal with difficult customers. And it could also help you to deal with people dealing with people that are naturally tough. And so when dealing with difficult or troublesome shoppers, it's not to let them see that they are getting to you. Well, that's one of the best ways to deal with them. That you make them to know that they are not getting to you. And once they realize that they aren't in charge, they will either leave or calm down, and hopefully they will apologize. So you must make difficult customers to realize that they are not getting to you. And so that's, before you can do that, you must be very, very calm. You must possess the right mental attitude. Number 2 is that you must develop a thick skin. Now, we call something blowing the fuse. You understand? There's a phrase like that, like you blew the fuse. You have been holding it back. You have been holding back. You understand? You are holding yourself. You did not want to do that thing, but then it got to a point where your elastic limit was exceeded, and so you had to just blow the fuse. And so, having to deal with people who are difficult, alongside having the right mental attitude, is that you must also develop a thick skin and training yourself and your team not to shrink from difficult retail sales situation. In other words, you will not give up because the person is tough, because the customer is tough. You will not give up. You will not say, I won't sell to them again because that man has this kind of attitude. I will not sell to this woman again because this woman has this kind of attitude. So you must develop a thick skin that, as a retailer, I have had a share, personally, I've had shares of, like I just shared earlier on, nasty encounters, with people, but that did not stop us from dealing with them. That did not stop us from doing business with them. So developing a tough skin around such people will help you to still continue to relate, with people like that. Number three, the way to deal with difficult customers is that you must hear the customer out. You must hear the customer out and empathize with them. Keep calm and listen to the customers. One of the problems that we have is that we don't listen to them. The point, it just happens that when the customer flies up it meets you where you two, you are already at the brim, you are at the edge of also blowing up too. He said, I gave it to him right. The moment he brought it, I threw it back at him. Or I threw it back at her. I did throw it in her face, and but no. You've got to learn to be calm. You've got to practice active listening. Active listening, I beg your pardon. Active listening. It's a very, very important virtue that you must possess. At this stage, it's important to engage in active listening. You must listen to what the fellow is saying. I've said to people, some person said, "Oh, he shouts when he's talking. He shouts. She's shouting when she's talking." I said, "What did she say?" I can't even remember what she said. You lost it. It's just the shout you were listening to. And for those of the people who shouts too, you should take it easy too. But for the person there that is being shouted at, you should also listen properly. Listen to what the fellow is saying. If you get what the person is saying, you will be able to escape being, shouted on or at, some other time or at another time, because you would have gotten the message. I don't want this thing done this way. This is the way I want it. There's just a way to go around it. Yes, it might not even be the best way it has been done, but once the person is calm, you can come around and say, well, do you know that thing you said, could be done this way? It's very good. But do you know that I have another idea of how this and then the person wants to listen? So you must practice active listening. You must listen to them properly. And under this same point is that you must make them feel that they are being taken serious. You must make them feel that way. Don't be too proud. You can't be a salesperson. You can't be somebody in business and then you are too proud to deal with some persons and say that the person is always behaving this way, is always talking this way, that you will not relate with them. You will lose them. You will not be able to.
Such people that if you calm down.
Yeah.
With such people, you end up making
the best friends with. That's what happens eventually. A man never just navigate around them.
Tell them that your psychic is it producing results or not? Desired ones.
Let me continue to cite. So make them to feel, comfortable. Make them to feel like they have been taken serious, and sincerely take them serious. Take them serious. Make them to feel that way. Give it to them the way you know that no, they will appreciate that. Oh, this person is taking me serious. Not that not that what they are saying is getting to you. You are not responding because what they are saying is getting to you, but you are making them to feel comfortable. I mean, you can call them by name, or if possible, you can just add, the prefix and just talk to them calmly. Respond with empathy. Respond with empathy. By that I mean that you should respond with like, oh, I'm sorry about that. It's not necessarily because you are wrong, not necessarily because you are doing something wrong, but because you want to bring the fellow down. Sorry, as the elders, as they say, this one. There's a way you say sorry that the person feels like, wow, you could even be ashamed, like, I hope I've not done too. I hope I've not gone too far. You understand? You get the person to that point. So you must be a very active listener and respond with a lot of empathy. Number 4 is that you must be mindful of your verbal and non-verbal use of words, or use of or communication. Verbal and non-verbal communication. You must be very, very careful. Very, very careful. I mean, there's a way a salesperson can look at you. You may be somebody, the customer is already angry, trying to get an attention or something, and you are not responding. Or there's a way you can respond that will sound rude. Rude, you understand? There's a way you can nod your head. There's a way you can roll your eyes, your eyeballs and everything. There's a way you can do that. There's a way you can talk. There's a way you can talk. Put it down if you cannot buy it. Put it down if it's not what you want. There's a way maybe somebody is even trying to ask that, which of the products is this one? Or how does this one work? Because I've not used this one before. And there's a way you respond that could get to that person.
And it could be that person's first time.
Yes.
It could. There's always a first time. You are used to it. But don't tire of telling people. You should always renew it.
Yes, every day.
It's just like someone you go somewhere and they tell you to fill a form. Why don't you get angry? Like, you're supposed to have my details.
To have my details.
Fill don't form.
You understand?
Keep filling.
Keep telling them.
That, you keep telling them, oh, this is what this product is about.
Yeah. So verbally, you might just use the word sir, use the word sorry. I will check and be right back, ma. Yes, rather than yeah. You understand? Some of you are supposed to say yes, but you can say yeah. You could say you now say yeah. It sounds somehow. Or there are nasty responses that you could give that could turn off a customer. So you are supposed to be mindful of your verbal and non-verbal communication techniques, the way your facial expression, your eye contact. The do's is that you must maintain a very healthy level of eye contact. Very healthy level. Don't look morose. Let it not be that you are the one that is welcoming. The customer is like your guests. The customer is like your guests. So whether the person is angry or not, the customer is like your guest. So you should welcome them in. You should welcome them in. And in terms of facial expression, you must keep calm. You must be concerned and interested. And that's where facial expression comes in. The person is ranting, or so to speak, the customer seems to be ranting, and then you now face another angle, and you start, or maybe you are just talking to somebody else, and the person goes like, "Am I not talking to somebody?" You understand? Please, let's just be concerned about how we respond to people. Our hands and our hand positioning, even when you keep silence, it means a lot. And then number 5 is that you must be discreet. Be tactful and discreet. This is very crucial. Be discreet when dealing with difficult customer. Remember that others are watching. You must be very discreet. Be very, very discreet, rather. Be very discreet, because people are watching you. People are watching the situation. People are watching the way you are answering them. Your colleagues are also watching. And so number 6 is that you must communicate what you can and can't to about the situation. What that means is that you must tell the customer what you can't do and also what you can do about the situation. Oh, I cannot. Oh, but you know what? We might not be able to replace this particular one. Or, okay, yes, we can replace it. We'll change it. We'll change it. We'll give you another one, and then that'll be fine. We cannot replace this, but if you pay for another one or pay for this particular one, we would give you a discount. So know how to do that. Know how to do that. Don't just turn off a customer.
Let's use relaxer, hair relaxer.
Yes.
For even body cream. And then this thing was fake now.
Yeah.
Am I the one
Am I the one producing it?
Oh, you're the one I bought it from now.
No.
You say it's original.
Yeah. So I saw a customer enter into a pharmaceutical store in this town. I mean, the way they responded when the guy came back, she bought a thermometer, and so by the time that one got only to discover that they think it had broken or something, and they replaced it. Interesting. They replaced it. It's a very big place. They replaced it. In fact, they were even like, we didn't see you. Why did the person that gave the thermometer? Why didn't you check to be sure that this thing was okay? You understand? So they replaced it, and there was no argument like, we the one that made it. Maybe when you were going, you dropped it, or something like that. And then you must act quickly. You must act quickly. You must act quickly. Communicate what you can do and what you cannot do. You must also act quickly. Act quickly about it, and finally, compensate for their discomforts. Compensate for their discomforts. Sorry, you can give something. If you cannot give, please do compensate them in one way or the other for the discomfort. Thank you very much. I hope you have a very, very, you now begin to have a very robust relationships with your customers, especially the difficult ones. And of course, that will increase your customer base. You understand? Because people will now begin to drop in more, the more. Thank you very much for having me. God bless you.
Thank you indeed. This really is beautiful. I've been seeing some videos